traveling to consciousness, exploring spiritual journeys to find answers in uncertainty.
What is up, conscious monkeys? Welcome back to another episode of Traveling to Consciousness. As always, I'm your host, Clayton Cuteri. And in today's podcast, it might not be a fun one. It's one that I was impromptu and I feel like I just got to get out there. I'm a little bit upset. I turned on the news to see that, the response that the current administration, that our current government officials are deciding to have in regards to Hurricane Helene that just hit and has devastated the lives of over 700,000 American citizens. And to see the lack of ability to get the people the items and the things that they need, and then to show face like they are taking proper control of it, is disgusting, to say the least. Absolutely disgusting. Put on top of this, that's even just a small piece of the puzzle. On top of this, they're going to give everyone $750. You realize with the economy that they created, $750 is going to buy you a piece of bread and maybe a glass of milk. They're going to give everyone $750. That's the plan. That's what your whole genius idea is. And then they sit back and say that they don't have the money or that they need to go back to Congress. Meanwhile, FEMA should be completely funded. They just passed an appropriations bill with, I think, almost $100 billion in it. And it's not appropriately funded. But yet, at the drop of a hat, we could just sit back and send 100, maybe 200, maybe $300 billion to a foreign country so that they can kill innocent peoples. Where is the priorities of our leaders in this country? I mean, it's absolutely disgusting to me. It really is. And if I didn't know any better, I would say it's an act of pure evil. How can we sit here in the greatest country in the world, and we have the ability to take care of the entire world, apparently, but yet we can't take care of our own people? And I think the disgusting thing about this is that if it was a civil war, they'd probably find a way to fund it. They absolutely would. Find a way to make money off of it and whatnot. But since people are hurting, no can do. And what about Lahaina? Does anyone else remember Lahaina? Whenever they did this same exact thing, gave people $750, and there's still people who don't have their houses rebuilt. It became a giant land grab. Do we think we're seeing history repeat itself here? Do we think in this situation they'll do something similar where they won't let people rebuild? I'd be surprised. Well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know what's going to happen. But let's see what happens. Let's see if they actually let people rebuild. But how can you? I mean, of course, don't get me wrong. Of course they have insurance and whatnot. But just the negligence of our government sickens me. It absolutely sickens me that this is what leadership is doing. The way that leadership is handling this situation. I mean, and I guess the sad part about it is that ranting about it on a podcast, it can only get you so far. And so, I mean, it's definitely giving me more motivation to get American Congress Party going, to get it going, to make it what it's supposed to be. For it to be actually a party that cares about the American people, the citizens. Because we can bicker and argue. I think, everyone's throwing around, where's the money, who has it? Doesn't matter. The fact is that we're not using it efficiently. And instead, we decide to just send it overseas, send it to this person, send it to those people. Instead of sending it to our American citizens. Because I pay taxes. You think I want my tax dollars going to a foreign country to kill innocent people in said foreign country? No. I would much, much rather have it going to these people in our own country, our people who have just been devastated by a natural disaster. Something that's out of our hands. So to me, to see this lack of caring for the people, I mean, it motivates me more, which I guess is a good thing, but it's sad that this is what it's come to. It's absolutely sad that this is exactly what the world has come to. And the worst part about it is we need more people. We need more people who are willing to look under the lens, look under the covers, and look and see what our politicians are doing. See the actions they're taking. See the lack of empathy for our own people, for our brothers and sisters, our moms and dads, cousins, aunts, uncles. There's no care in the world. There's no care in the world. No empathy whatsoever. Completely detached. Doing whatever their puppet master tells them to do. We have to move away from this. And I just don't see it. I don't see how either Republicans or Democrats are ever going to fix this issue, because I don't think they are. I really, really don't see it. Because every day that goes by is a traumatic amount of time for these people. If you've ever had your power go out for 24 hours, that's a long time. And so we'll see. I guess we'll see how quickly they can get the responses out there. But just to me, what I'm seeing is it's very sad. It's very disappointing. It makes me embarrassed to call America my home at some level. This is our leaders. These are the people who we put in charge of making sure our money goes to the right place, making sure that we're taken care of in the ways we need to. Of course, we need to be incentivized to work hard and to get good jobs, but they're making it such a situation where that's not even possible. People don't have the ability, if you will, to be in a good place. People have to work 5, 6 jobs, and then they get rocked by a hurricane and their government just gives them a big middle finger. What type of country are we living in? Well, I'll tell you what type. The type where the leaders do not care about the people who elected them, the people they serve, the people that they're supposed to be serving. They should not be in their ivory towers. They should not be in their giant private jets. They should be on the ground helping these people until they're able to get all of the help that they need. And it's absolutely, absolutely heartbreaking to me that we have to go through this over and over and over again. How many more disasters need to occur before we wake up and realize that it's not, oh, it's the Democrats' fault. Oh, it's the Republicans' fault. And then they're going to bicker and argue in Congress about how much money to give them for how long? Days? Stuff like this needs immediate action, immediate leadership. And clearly there's none of that. I just saw Joe Biden on TV. He completely forgot where he was, what storm had just happened, whether or not people actually need help or not. I mean, gosh, it's insane to me. It's absolutely insane that this is where we have gotten as a country, but we can find our way out of it. We can. We seriously can. We can vote our way out of this. And it's going to take those radical votes. It's going to take you voting for someone, anybody. Forget about American Congress parties for a second. Vote for anybody who's not Republican or Democrat, just as a starting point. It's time. It's time for a changing of the guard. Over the last, in my personal opinion, what I've seen the last 20 years, my first event, if you will, like in this lifetime where I kind of started, let's say somewhat opening my eyes would have probably been 9/11 and our response to that. That's kind of like what, I was probably in second grade. So I'm not saying like I was any sort of political guru, but that's the one where it's like, okay, we're going to go invade Iraq. All right, we're going to go, oh, they have weapons of mass destruction. Oh, okay, we'll spend, and in my lifetime, we've spent almost $1 trillion, killed almost 1 million people. And what do we have to show for it? They didn't even have weapons of mass destruction. We wasted all that money, $1 trillion. Whew, gone. So I don't know. Maybe at one point in time, the Republicans and Democrats cared about the Americans, cared about the citizens. I don't see it anymore. But what I do see is I see the American Congress Party, and I see the work that we're doing and the people that are in it, and they care. Everyone, pretty much everyone. No, definitely everyone who is working with the American Congress Party is putting their own money and time and effort into this. They know that this is the future for America, for the citizens, for world peace, for taking care of people in these situations. Because it feels to me as though it's one of, if not the only political party that actually has their heart in the game. It seems to me everyone else is worried about optics. Does this look good? Does that look good? Make sure I say the right thing here, say the right thing there. It's sad. To say the least, it's absolutely sad. And all I can do is run for Congress. All I can do is tell you guys that we're here and remind you that we're here, that help is on the way. Help is on the way. It's not coming from one of those bigger parties. It's coming from one of the small guys, the underdogs, the David. And in this situation, we have two Goliaths we're going to take down. Yeah. And I'm willing to put my slingshot and my life on that line for this reality, for this future that America deserves, that the world deserves. Because how in the world is it that we can allow ourselves to get steamrolled by our own politicians, the people who are supposed to be representing us? They can't even get our own house in order. I don't know. Maybe more things have to happen before everyone opens their eyes, but it's clear as day to me at this point now. They're on their way out. They are on their way out. It's not announced in the newspapers yet. It might not be announced in the newspapers for another couple of years. But to me, seeing this lack of empathy, caringness for our own citizens, it's the biggest red flag in the book. And whether or not people realize it, this is probably the turning point. If it's not the turning point, it's definitely a domino in the next one. A domino towards that reality where there'll be a thing of the past. Politicians who do not care about the American citizens will no longer exist in this country. And it's going to take everyone. It's going to take a whole team effort, guys. Can't do it alone. Luckily, we have some great people with the American Congress Party, but we cannot do it alone. We need your help. So with that being said, I love you all. I appreciate you all. And if I don't see you all in this dimension, I know for sure I'll see you in the 6th dimension.